Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, thanks for clicking on my video. So today I have a drugstore, get ready with me, kind of chatty life updates video, and this is the look that I came up with. This eyeshadow is from the drugstore. I'm sure you guys can guess what brand it is because they always just knock it out of the park with their eyeshadow formula, but I don't want to give too much of it away. Before we get into the video, if you're new, please hit that subscribe button and join the family. I do everything related to beauty, hair, nails, makeup, wigs, fitness, anything that makes you feel good, look good, it's right here on this channel. I won't keep you waiting. If you want to hear my most recent updates in my life and see how I got this look, stay tuned and keep on watching. It's not that I want you here. So we are going to jump straight into this video. I'm going to go ahead and start with primer. I have my products right here in this bin. Like I said in the intro, we are doing all drugstore. Some of this stuff is new to me, but none of this stuff is like new stuff on the market. I have not been shopping for drugstore makeup. I just haven't seen a lot of stuff that has really excited me or made me feel like I want to spend my money. So here we are. For primer, I have this, actually two NYX products. I have this High Glass face primer, and then I also have this marshmallow primer. And I was going to go with the marshmallow, but you know what? I really have been curious about this High Glass one. I don't remember if I've used it, even though it's open. I could have just swatched it, so we're going to go ahead and give this a try. I'm doing powder foundation today, so this may actually come in handy with helping me not look too matte and my face looking too dry. It is cold, so I've been using more moisturizing products that can just help keep that youthful, glowy look versus everything looking shriveled up and wrinkled. I think products like these are great, but at the same time, I wear primer because I want it to help my makeup last. So if you're only glowy, but you don't help with the longevity of my makeup, it kind of defeats the purpose for me. So I'll be curious to see how this works. Even though I'm using a powder foundation, I still feel like it should help a little bit if it does what it says it's going to do. Next, I'm going to prime my eyes because I am going to do eyeshadow first. I am using this Wet n Wild Incognito Mega Last concealer. I hope you can still get this because other than this, the only thing I have is this Makeup Revolution or Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. So maybe we'll use both of these just because I can knock out two birds with one stone. So yeah, we're going to do eye primer first, and I like to use concealer. We'll do one on each eye just to see. But I kind of want to do this as like a chatty update video too, because I feel like you guys really like to talk to me whenever I'm doing chatty videos and giving y'all life updates. Like I get a lot of comments and people asking a lot of questions, so I'm going to go ahead and do that too. But I'm going to tell you the shades that I'm using. The Wet n Wild, this is medium golden, and then the Makeup Revolution, this is number C12. So even though my ring is crooked, because it's always crooked, y'all see I got another little band on there. I did get married. I did an update, and then I've kind of just been like, don't get me wrong, the relationship is definitely not a secret. Like, we have been we're out, you know, like we're around people, whatever. But as far as like sharing every single detail the moment it happened and like having to keep social media updated with our lives kind of situation, we just haven't done that. I am using powder to set my eyes very lightly just so it doesn't crease, but I don't want to put too much to where it like interferes with me being able to put down my eyeshadow. And I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me loose finishing powder in shade number 20, which is their light medium shade. We got married in September, and it's funny because I always talk about like how great it is to date somebody who is passionate about the same things that you are, because they get it. We got married in prep, like 3 weeks out from his competition and not that much longer, maybe 5 or 6 weeks out from mine. So it was very like, okay, we're going to get married, and we decided to have a deadlift party as our reception and just invite team members because the wedding was family and really close friends only. And then we were like, honeymoon can wait. All the fun can wait because we have business to take care of. I'm going to do my eyeshadow while I'm talking. I am finally using this Juvia's Place Culture 2 eyeshadow palette. I did not have I was trying to do like drugstore, like Walmart, Target, CVS, Walgreens kind of situation, but I don't have any of those palettes. So I'm doing Ulta drugstore as well as the others. I don't know what look I'm going for, so we're just gonna play. This is so colorful, and y'all know I got this palette for the greens. So of course I want to do some green. But then I'm like, do I want to do gold? I feel like I haven't done gold in a long time. Green is kind of like my love. I'm going to go ahead and start with a bronzer shade in my crease just to tie it all together, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to do green. I'm going to use this L'Oreal bronzer just to help kind of lay down a base, because I do want to be able to make it look blendable and wearable, even though I know I'm probably going to go in with one of those multi-chrome shades because that was the whole reason I got the palette. But yeah, like I said, we were in prep, and so we just decided like the fun stuff needed to be put on hold, and it was great because we were both in agreement. There was no you're putting this before our relationship kind of situation. Like, I keep saying situation, I guess that's my new word. You know, but it was just like, it felt really good to not have to feel like, you know, you weren't getting what you wanted. We both got what we wanted on both ends. Yeah, we kept it pretty simple, and because I did well at nationals and I was invited to compete on the world team, we were able to travel to Greece, like the country Greece. I've never been out the country big like that. 9.5-hour flight going, 11.5-hour flight coming back. Like, I think the extent of my flights have maybe been 5 hours when I went to Hawaii. So that was definitely an experience for both of us. He had also never been out the country and competed. I did okay. I managed to win my weight class, but I didn't hit the numbers that I wanted to for training, that I hit in training for the meet. So that was disappointing. I learned a lot though, as far as like stuff I need to do better when considering traveling that far for a meet, in terms of my food and my sleep, and just giving myself more time to get out there, let my body get situated and acclimated, because I thought I was just going to be able to take an Ambien and go to sleep. No, I took an Ambien on the plane. I slept 3 hours. I took an Ambien the night before weigh-ins. I slept 4 hours. My body could never catch up, and the time difference for me was 6 hours ahead of Atlanta. So I'm going to go ahead and start because I could just keep talking to y'all. I'm going to start with, let's see what festive looks, well, let's see. I don't want to mess this up. Okay, I can fold it back. Let's see what festive looks like right here and just see how much color picks up from that. And it may not, honestly, oh, okay, it's showing. I started to say it may not show because I put the brown, but it's still there. Yeah, so I learned a lot, but I was really happy that I still was able to put aside my disappointment from the competition, and we were able to enjoy the trip, because it is really hard when you've worked for months and, you know, feeling like, okay, everything's finally going to pay off and things are going well, and then you have one day, 9 lifts out of all the hours and days of training, to show what you've put together and it just not be there for you. Like, that is a hard pill to swallow, but I told myself, you know, he's being understanding and being, you know, just the compromise of, yes, we're going out there for your competition, but can we please just also enjoy the trip? So I felt like that was, I had to do that for him. He did that for me. I had to do that for him. So when I tell y'all we walked, never have I ever, after the meet, the next day we went into the city of Athens to go explore. And he's very big into like architecture and history and all that stuff. And I was like, I'll walk with you, but can we stop and drink some wine? Can we stop and drink some wine along the way? Which he was like, yeah, baby, I'll drink with you. So we walked and stopped off in these little restaurants, and this one had sake and this one had wine. So it was just, it feels so good to just, you know, like, I don't think I ever would have willingly, over 3 days, we walked over 20 miles. I don't know that I ever would have willingly done that before, but just, we walked, we talked about training goals, we talked about life goals, we talked about, you know, just people, they're rude. We talked about what we were seeing, took pictures, like, it really was a trip of a lifetime. And I'm going to go in with this darker shade right here, Fufu. It was a trip of a lifetime, and it was nice to be able to do it with someone that you could just talk about so many different things and it not just feel like a chore. I love Juvia's Place eyeshadows, and I love how they just like punch you in the face right off the bat. So I'm just kind of building the base, and then I'm going to figure out which color I'm going to put on my lid. I'm leaning towards the green blue multi-chrome shadow. Might be a duochrome. Just because I feel like that one gave the most pop. I swatched them. So that one that is like super shiny foily, but then I also like the top one too. It's kind of more of a muted, not so much yellow, I think. This bottom one is more like a bronze, and I think I want more green. So I don't know, leaning between one of these four on my lid. But yeah, it was just, you know, when we got tired, it was like, hey, I'm tired, let's go in. And there was no, oh, I want to go do more of this, yada yada. It was, this is still our honeymoon, so we wanted to be able to really just spend time together. And like, we sat and watched movies, and you know, there was no, we have to go do this and we have to spend time doing this. It was just, we're going to do things on our time with no pressure, no obligation. And I think that's been the thing that I've loved most about our relationship, is it's been easy in terms of like figuring out the stuff that we both enjoy, because we have so many similarities. Of course, you know, learning curves like I talked about before in the relationship, those are still happening, which is going to happen because the relationship is new. But I do feel like we are doing a lot better in terms of being able to communicate with each other about how we're feeling. Things don't get as heated. We're not defensive. Like, it's just kind of like, hey, moment of transparency, or hey, can I be vulnerable? Or hey, can you be soft with me for a minute because this is what I'm feeling and it's hard to admit it, you know? So we know anytime a conversation starts off like that, it's serious, and we need to let our guard down and remember, like, this is our person, be gentle. I'm going to, just because I want to see what this shade looks like, this is Cape Town. Let's see if I can use that to blend around the edge a little bit. So yeah, that's good. I'm really excited. He is going to be moving here at the end of the year, and so that's going to be a whole different experience. Like, you know, it's one thing when you go and visit we've spent a week together, I think is the longest. Or shit, did we do 2 weeks? I think we did 2 weeks for the wedding. with everything we had going on, but it's a whole different ball game when you're spending every day. And you know, my biggest thing, and we talked about it too, and it's important to both of us, is just like, I don't want to get stuck in just, okay, now we live together, we got time, we don't have to prioritize things. Like, I don't want that to happen, and we both talked about that. It's important to us both, so I feel really good about that. But it's going to be so nice to have somebody to train with every day, and just, I'm really looking forward to that. Like, I've been kind of winging it, you know, during the week for the most part. I'm training by myself. And yeah, there are other people at the gym that I know, but like, these are not my training partners. I'm there, I show up by myself. When I get there, I do my sets by myself, and then that's just it. So it'll be a very nice change of pace to be able to have somebody else that wants to do those things with you and enjoy it and push you and all of that stuff. I'm gonna do this one. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna do this shade here just because she's pretty, and I don't know if I need to use my finger, but we're gonna try with a brush first and just put this, oh yes, on my lid. Sweet baby Jesus, this is gorgeous. I didn't even wet it or anything. Y'all, this is the reason I bought this palette. I did get it on sale, so I didn't pay full price. I think full price it's like 30 something bucks, which I think would be worth it with all the shadows that you're getting, and you know Juvia's Place quality. But I did not pay 30 something dollars, and I've paid $30 for one eyeshadow that was a duochrome, like when I first got into them. So I cannot be upset to spend that on a palette this big, and it has so many colors that I like. Let me see if using my finger makes it pop even more. I don't know how, but it did. I think I'm gonna put something else on the inner corner. That's why I'm not putting this all the way there yet. That is so pretty. Y'all, it's just something about a green eyeshadow for me. Okay, so yeah, that is where we are. So things are still long distance for now, but it won't be for much longer. And I'm honestly looking forward to it because I'm just ready to get into the day-to-day life stuff and just be able to be like, hey, what do you want for dinner? Or let's talk about this from today. And it be, you know, we do video chat and all that stuff, but it's still just, it's different when you get to see everything up close and in person and see responses and body language and being able to cuddle every night and all that good stuff. So I'm excited about it, but I'm liking how this is coming out. I do wish there was a darker shade, but I don't want to go into another palette. So I'm trying to just build the Fufu shade, which is the dark green shade, and try to make this have more depth to it as much as I can. So moving into foundation, I have the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Powder Foundation. I bought two shades because I bought this online and I wasn't sure which one was going to work. So I have Zaria in Tan 2 and then Kaduna in Tan 1. I remember kind of briefly swatching these. Can I just say I don't think I had hardly any fallout doing this. I love Juvia's Place shadows. This here is Zaria, which I said was Tan 1. And then I think, of course, this should be darker, Tan 2. So, yeah, you can see a difference. And of course, I want to go with the darker one. We may use both. I'm going to do the same thing with the concealer. I hope I can fix it. But I'm going to go in on one side with one and then on the other side with the other. So we're going to stay with the Wet n Wild on this side. And I know this is extremely light, but with as dark as the powder is, I think it'll be okay. So we're going to just start blending this out. And it's going to be light, but I'm going to go over it with my powder. And so that should help it blend better. I guess this is kind of like underpainting, but I am going to do my other products on top of the powder. I remember when I bought this, I didn't feel like they had a good shade range in terms of being able to find something in between that wasn't going to be too dark. So I ended up with this super light shade, which is why it has not gotten a lot of use. Because the bad thing is when you go in with a shade that is way too light, it can almost like highlight the shadows, and you don't want that. I'm praying this is going to work because both of these are super light, but I do feel like the undertone is maybe a little tiny bit different. I'm staying home today, so if it's not, it'll be okay. Yes, so that is pretty much all the updates for life stuff right now. Do I feel like that one looks better? They're both light, but I don't feel like the shade is off too much that it'll be super noticeable. I'm trying to figure out which one I think has better coverage. This Makeup Revolution one, I think may be the winner. I'll put a little bit more on the inner corners just to help build the coverage and see. Let me put these on side by side so you can see. This one's a little more golden, this one's a little more neutral. Okay, to set these before we crease, I need to put a little bit more. I forgot I did this on the other side. Before we crease, I'm going to use that Maybelline Fit Me powder again just to lightly set, because this powder is light and the concealers are already light. So I'm going to put a little bit of this just to prevent creasing. And then I'm going to go back over it with the foundation powder. I don't know. I feel like in terms of coverage and even the color, these are pretty similar. So we're going to go in with the darker shade because I have all this lightness happening here. And I'm going to take my e.l.f. flat top kabuki brush. I kind of want to use their sponge. I'm going to start off with their sponge. That looks very neutral. Ooh, that is way darker than I expected. So we're going to do the other thing, same thing on the other side, and then go to the lighter powder. Y'all probably like, Barbara, what are you doing? Girl, I don't know. We're going to make it work. We're going to make it work. Trust, trust, trust. See? It's coming. All right, let's go in with my brush with the lighter powder. And we're just going to stamp this around where we put the other and then blend. So you see, why is that looking patchy? I'm going to take the sponge for this too. I just want to see how dark this one looks with the sponge. So we're going to do this one. Y'all, this has some coverage. Definitely if I'm using the sponge, we have to go with the lighter shade. But I feel like I probably could have gotten away with the darker shade with my brush. Both of these look dark. Way darker than what's in the pan. Have y'all tried these? Okay, so serious question. If any of you are really into drugstore products, please tell me some items that you want to see right now that are new, or something that you feel like I need to try, because I honestly have not been doing a lot of makeup shopping. Like I said in my shop my stash video, I really have been buying shoes just because that's one of our that is also something we bonded over. Just he's taught me a lot about shoes, and you know, different ones that are custom and different ones that were limited releases and all this stuff. So we've been researching and like going on the hunt to find different shoes, and of course we love to match, so anything we find that we like, we're like, oh, we need those. And so that's where my shopping has been going. But I don't know, I haven't been seeing a lot of new releases that came out. I saw the Natasha Denona Roxa palette, and I thought about getting it, and I was like, Barbara, how many purple palettes do you have that you don't use right now? I'm just going in and lightening up around the areas that I want highlighted still, because these powders came off a lot darker than I thought they would. But the coverage, I feel like this is the coverage of me having a liquid foundation on, which I don't think I was expecting that. But tell me what y'all think about the coverage on this. Like, this is like really, really full coverage. All right, so this is where we're at so far with the base. I'm still going to contour and all that stuff, but I just wanted you to be able to see the coverage that I got. Very surprised. I am going to go in next. I have my Juvia's Place bronzer, and this is their, I forgot what these were called, but this is their cream bronzer. This is definitely a darker shade, and I feel like I kind of remember using this, but I want to use it again because I don't remember, and I tend to use cream bronzers more lately, especially during the cooler months. And I remember really, really loving the shade of this. And I feel like this is working well, even though it's going on top of powder products. I think this is coming out really good. I still feel like I like liquids because I feel like they're just easier to move around and work with. But I feel like if you have time and you prefer powders, as long as you have time to blend and make sure everything is evenly distributed and not patchy, I think, I wish, you know, I don't know. I don't know that I could do this for like a quick throw on and go day, but for something I had a little more time, I could see myself doing this. Okay, for blush, I'm going to use this Flower Beauty blush balm in the shade Cinnamon. I think I only remember swatching this, and I hope this is going to be dark enough to show, because it honestly kind of looks like a color corrector. Let's see. That is still very wet. Okay, so y'all know, or if you don't know, for my blush, I want blush. Like, I want color. This is looking okay, but it's very light. If you are not a blush girl and you just want something that's like a light flush of color, you will probably love these. I feel like I need to put something under my eyes because that's still a little too light. This blush is okay, but for a glam look, I don't feel like it's enough color. Highlighter, I'm going to go in with this Revlon Skin Lights. I am pretty sure you can still get this in the drugstore, and I wanted to make sure it was something that could be easy to find wherever you went. I also wanted to put this on because I have not used this in a hot minute, and I remember just feeling like, wow, I can't believe how good that looked the first time I tried it. It's not like super blinding. I know I could build it up. I do remember that, but I just feel like it's blending into the skin just like I remembered. I'm just trying to make sure I really, really work this in because this is a lot of powder. I'm going to set it all down with setting spray. I think I have a drugstore setting spray. For brows, I have an oldie but a goodie. I have the NYX Professional Micro Brow Pencil. This one is in the shade, hopefully dark brown. Oh, brunette. This might not be dark enough. I don't use pencils this small anymore. I've gotten so spoiled because my brows are pretty thick, so I just kind of fill them in with whatever and go. These little ones take a little more time, but if you want the hair-like look, this is the kind of pencil you want to use. I personally do more of just kind of I'm not trying to do a feathered brow look either when I do my brows. If I'm doing that, then I'll normally just stick with using a brow gel and just put that in my brows and then go. This was like when everybody was trying to find a dupe for the $30, I think it's $30, Anastasia Beverly Hill brow pencil, brow definer. I think the definer is the bigger one because that's the one I like. Whatever her brow pencil is that is super small. Like this came out and everybody was just like, oh, this is the same thing but better because of the cost. So totally up to you what you're looking for and your preferences for your brows. But I just feel like I want something that'll be quick and will get me out the door and not take a lot of time. But I mean, this is my brows. This is what I do. I don't do a lot and I think it looks good. So I'm going to do the other one off camera and then we'll come back and finish the face. All right, those came out pretty good. I do have this NYX brow gel, but this is the brow glue. I have their Control Freak, I think is the name of it, their brow gel. But I remember this came out and everybody was going nuts talking about how great it was. So I just opened this. It is pretty goopy. Like there are literal, like it's stringy and it feels very wet. But if you like a laminated brow look or your brows tend to fall after you brush them where you want, you are probably going to love this. For lips, what do we have? I have some Morphe, NYX. I feel like everything I have is NYX or Revlon. This is their Color Stay pencil, lip pencil in chocolate. I have another one, also NYX, and this one has not been opened. Retractable lip pencil in cocoa. So we're gonna go with the NYX pencil in, where is my shade? I swear I just saw it, espresso. Unless I'm doing a red lip, I'm almost always gonna do a brown liner or something more neutral, like a My Lips but better. But it needs to be darker because my lips are darker on the outside edges. I am a sucker for a retractable pencil, so because this one isn't, it's not something I would gravitate towards necessarily. But I mean, if it's good, it's good, you know, but it's just not my preference because I hate getting ready to pull something out and I'm in a hurry and I want to wear it and then I have to find a sharpener. Okay, for my lip color, we have a few options. But of course, these are all nude. So I have a hard candy lip melt, which I think these are supposed to be similar to the Makeup by Mario. I forgot the name of them, but y'all know the little, oh, what is it called? It's on the tip of my tongue. I'll put it on the screen because I don't remember. But I also have this L'Oreal Infallible Breakfast in Bed shade. Let's see what she looks like. Ooh, she's a nude. Yeah. You know, I did not know I had this. But I'm happy I just found it. Because y'all remember all the times I was looking for a light nude that didn't look pink, and I kept finding all these pinky ones. This is definitely not a pinky one. I love this shade. She is matte though. We're just gonna let that dry, but I feel like, ooh, that's making my lips look plump. This is gorgeous. This is, I said, Breakfast in Bed. Shade number 105. So pretty, so pretty, so pretty. Okay, for lip gloss. I know, I'm hoping this doesn't, let's swatch it. This is the Juvia's Place Choco Milo Candy Shop little swirly gloss. I have to try this. I don't think I've tried it yet, but it looks very brown. Is that going to change my lip color? No, okay. It's just gonna keep the lip color but accent it, I think. It might have made it a little darker, tiny bit, but I think it's okay. I am gonna finish up my eyes real quick. I'm trying to get these swatches off my hand. And then we're going to do some lashes. I do want to show y'all the lashes that I have because these are the Ardell Balayage Ash Brown. I don't know if you can see, but these actually are like not 100% black. With this eyeshadow look, I'm not sure how much of it you'll be able to see, but I still want to try them. I am going to, of course, gotta smoke this bottom lash line out a little bit. I'm just taking that darker shade, Foo again. I always prefer doing this over using an actual eyeliner. And I'm gonna take Cape Town, which is that olive green, and just drag that down a little bit further. Ooh, she's smoky. Okay, for the inner, I did say I wanted to go a little bit lighter and I left that blank. What do we want to use? I think we're gonna go in with Batik. It's this one here. I feel like it's similar to the one that I used. I'm about to drop this. I feel like it's similar to this one, but it's a little bit lighter. So we're gonna take this shade here and see. Yes. It's still a little yellow, so it blends well, but it's a little brighter as well. I like it. I'm so glad I finally played in this eyeshadow palette. We are going to do our Velour Lash and Go liner. This one is a 3-in-1, so it's magnetic, an eyeliner, and a lash adhesive. I like using these because I can put the glue exactly where I want it on my lid and then just plop the lashes on it. I feel like every time I try to put the glue on the band and then put it, I end up getting some on my eyes. So we're just gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna put on one. Actually, I need mascara. I'm gonna do this first. I'm gonna put on one, show you what it looks like. And this, I don't like try to draw a line. I actually just try to tap it and stamp it into place where I want it. Do a little bit of a line here just because I do want a little bit of a wing. And my eyes, I feel like, are already naturally downturned, so I don't want my lashes to be downturned. And I put extra in this inner corner because that always comes up. I'm going to put mascara on while that's drying. I don't know why I struggle with lashes so much. And you think that would stop me? Like, oh, I'm not going to buy a bunch of lashes because I'm struggling with them. No, I just keep buying lashes. So I guess in my head I think, oh, well, maybe if I find the right pair, then I'll find something that works. But I don't know if it's just for me. I feel like using the right lash glue makes more of a difference, because that just popped on really easy. I don't know, because they're brown, I almost feel like they definitely, they don't blend, but they're definitely not as stark black as a normal lash would be. So I'm not sure this was the best lash for this look since it is dramatic, but we have it on, so we're gonna make it work. I'm gonna do the other one, and then that's it for this look. All right, so this is it for the final look. I do feel like using powder products just helps everything look more blurred because I feel like my skin looks so good. I do want more blush. I definitely want more blush, and I'm probably gonna add some. You know what? I don't know if this is gonna mess up this look because of the shade, but we're just gonna try it. Very light-handed. As light-handed as I can be with blush. Yeah, already I feel like that makes a difference. I feel like blush is like the one thing that can always just kind of help bring a look more together. And this shade is kind of like a coral pinky orange, so I don't feel like it takes away too much. I don't know if you guys can see the difference that makes, but made a huge difference to me. So comment below, let me know some of your favorite drugstore products. Like I said, I haven't really been checking for anything, so maybe I'm missing some stuff. Let me know what you think about the look. Do you have any of these products? Are any of these like your holy grails, or have you tried them and not liked them? Talk to me. You know I love hearing from you. That is it for this video. Thank you for sticking with me to the end. And if you're new, I hope you decided to join the family by hitting that subscribe button. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. It's not the way you say to my eyes. I know that I